Hello, everyone, and welcome to another movie review. I am happy that you can join me today. If you are new to this channel, click the subscribe button below for future notifications and updates. Click the like button to share this content with other movie fans. Melania is considered to be a documentary, and according to the description, it follows the First Lady Melania Trump before Trump's second inauguration. It was directed by Brett Ratner, the same filmmaker behind the Rush Hour trilogy, starring Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. Melania was released in theaters on January 30th, and the running time is 1 hour and 40 minutes. Currently, you can watch this movie on Amazon Prime. Now, I was able to watch this movie last night. A couple of days after it was released, I started working on my own documentary, and I also was working on my Oscar ballot. So now that the Oscar season is over, I had time to watch this movie. Now, if you follow me on Nightglow Entertainment, I post only movie reviews and entertainment news. If you follow me on my personal social media accounts, you are aware that I am not a fan of Trump, and I did not vote for him in 2016, 2020, and 2024. Now, during Trump's first term, I took a liking to Melania Trump. Why? Because it is possible to see a married couple and you like one person but dislike the other. I decided to watch this movie because I thought I would be able to go in with some level of objectivity, and also because I read somewhere online that it did well at the box office. And I wanted to see why. But after watching the movie, I was leaning towards giving this movie 1 out of 5 stars. And then I went on Rotten Tomatoes, and not only did other critics agreed with me in terms of the score, a lot of moviegoers agreed with me as well. What are my issues with the movie? Timing plays a big factor. This movie was released into a year into Trump's second term after he got rid of DEI. So when it came to the music selection for this movie, I could not help but feel offended. If you ever wanted to watch a movie with bad musical choices so that you understand why music is important to storytelling and setting the mood and tone of certain scenes in a movie, well, this movie is for you. Um, the movie starts in Mar-a-Lago in Florida, and Melania is surrounded and driven by security. And she's hopping on a private jet to New York City, to DC, back to Florida, and 20 minutes into the film, what do you hear? Michael Jackson's Billie Jean. It's not until you get to the middle of the movie, like around the 45th, 50th minute, where you find out that Michael Jackson is Melania's favorite singer, and her favorite song is Billie Jean. But when you hear it in the beginning and you don't know yet that it is one of her favorite songs, I am offended, even though MJ's estate is going to get a royalty check for the use of the song in this movie. I am offended because if Trump was president during when the Thriller album came out back in 84, 82, 84, Michael Jackson's videos would have never made it on TV. And if you know the story, Michael fought tooth and nail for his videos to get on TV, to get on MTV, because of racism back then. There is another scene where Melania goes to St. Pat's Cathedral in Midtown Manhattan because January 9th is the anniversary of her mother's passing. St. Pat's is a Catholic church. She wants to go to church to light a candle for her mother. So when she walks into church, and I am sympathetic towards her, okay, I am with her because anyone, regardless of political party, regardless of what your political beliefs are, you can sympathize with someone who lost their mother and They're paying, like respect to them on the anniversary of their passing. But when she is in church, they decide to use what song? You hear Aretha Franklin's Amazing Grace. Even though a Roman Catholic song or a Gregorian chant sung by monks or nuns would have been a much more appropriate song selection for that particular scene. Okay, if you're gonna shoot a scene in a Catholic church, play Catholic music. Anywho's, the point is Aretha Franklin was a black woman. And so you're talking about this woman, her husband got rid of DEI, which led to 300,000 black women losing their jobs. DEI was never a perk. DEI was a band-aid. Now, I don't know how much input Melania had into this movie. I don't know how much input Brett Ratner had into this movie. But what I can say is she does have producing credit. What I can say is Brett Ratner has worked with black folks and he has dated black women in the past. But overall, there seems to be this disconnect that I am seeing in the film. And the reason why I give this movie 1 star is because there is no interesting story. I think Melania has good intentions, but the movie was poorly executed. I think she is the type of first lady that likes to make a difference in the world, but do so quietly and in the background. But it seems as though the director doesn't know who he is making this movie for. Who is your audience? When I read some of the comments on Rotten Tomatoes, some people who gave this movie 1 star, a half a star, some of them are Republicans. So again, like, it is a bipartisan determination that this movie is getting 1 star. Because Melania can be commended for the charity work she is doing, and you see that in the closing credits, the movie was a missed opportunity. Why do I say that? Well, if I was Melania and I love my husband, and my husband is Trump, and I watch the news, and I keep up with current events, which is what you see in the movie, okay? She keeps up to date with current events. She seems smarter than Trump. If I was Melania, I would be getting my team together and saying, look, there is a reason why Trump lost the 2020 election. There is a reason why 71 million people voted for Kamala Harris. And he only won the 2024 election by 4 million votes. Just enough votes to get the popular vote and the electoral college votes. If there are Americans out there who don't agree with what Trump stands for, they may agree with what Melania stands for, because she is using her platform to serve needy children. Anyone, regardless of political party, can get behind her initiatives. You have people who believe Trump will go down in history as the worst president, and we have proof to back up that claim. Melania could have been the bridge between those who support Trump and those who want him impeached. But that is not going to happen because Melania is too quiet. And because Trump's ego is bigger than the solar system we live in, but his intelligence is the size of a dragon fruit seed. I don't see how a director like Brett Ratner has a track record of making good movies, and he ends up making a documentary this bad, this hollow. It's a good-looking movie about nothing. It's a movie about a woman who does not have her own persona, and that leads to another point, which is I was watching a video on TikTok, and the woman is a writer, and she founded a nonprofit. In the video, she said that the reason many straight people cannot find a spouse is because men are looking for wives, women are looking for partners, and a partner is not the same as a wife. When you are married to a highly divisive president who is not bringing the country together, because on social media you see it all the time, Americans are not getting along. And the last time I posted a video on my personal social media accounts, I posted a 90-second video about the unemployment rate going up because of Trump's decisions. And I got cyber bullied from a lot of people. The cyberbullying was really out of control. So Americans are just not getting along nowadays. So when you're married to a highly divisive president, the last thing that the country needs is a quiet first lady who does not share the spotlight and has a habit of hiding underneath a white hat or hiding underneath her hair. There is also the possibility that there could be nothing to Melania. One of the complaints people had on Rotten Tomatoes is that the movie was boring and dull, but I noticed that nobody explained why they thought they were bored. Now, I was not bored by the movie. You can't be bored and offended by a movie at the same time. A boring movie will put me to sleep. An offended movie will keep me awake because I'm that pissed. Because Melania has lived a charming life, she does not know what it's like to struggle. She was born and raised in a two-parent household. She admits in the documentary her parents had a loving marriage. She dropped out of college in Slovenia. She moved to France to become a model. She moved to New York City to continue modeling, and she meets a billionaire, Trump. She doesn't know what it's like to struggle, in part because she is beautiful, in part because she is lucky. And as a result, it doesn't make sense to make a feature documentary about her. Now, I can see that you make a short documentary, 20, 30-minute movie, but a feature? No. If I was Brett Ratner, I would be trying to find a story in Melania's life. A story that anti-Trump people can relate to, can sympathize with. But if you're making a documentary, you have to ask yourself, where is the story worth telling? Why should I tell this story on film? And the fact that I am watching this movie after watching the documentaries that got nominated for Best Documentary Feature Oscar, I have to ask myself, Brett Ratner, what are you doing? So that is all for today. I got another review coming up. So I'm coming back with more reviews. Anywho's, take care. And if you already watched Melania, let me know in the comment box what you thought of the movie. See you later.